There are different types of books required for the study of Himalayan art. We've already talked about them. We haven't talked too much about iconography. Iconography is a lot more technical than art history or the religious context when it comes to looking at sculpture and painting, maybe ritual objects. So the iconography publications are more technical, and then there are also essential publications. With the art history and with religious context, we don't always say that there's absolutely essential publications you have to know. Definitely not for religious context. We don't have that. For art history, for certain subjects in art history, then we might say that this is the best book or this is the most definitive book at this time. But when it comes to iconography, there are essential books. And now, we've mentioned before that there's two types of books. By appearance, there's books that have illustrations, either drawings or photos or something, and then there's books that are simply textual that talk about iconography. Okay, now when it comes to books that are also just visual, we have again two types. We have figurative forms, and then we have mandalas. So, and we have essential books for both of these categories. Now, for me, for my training, the most important works were done by Lokesh Chandra and Raghuvira. From the English side, we're talking now English publications. And Lokesh Chandra and his father-in-law, Raghuvira, they did a whole series of publications on iconography. And then at some point, I'm not sure when it was, but I think maybe in the 90s, they came up with a compact edition of Buddhist Iconography, and that's what it's called, Buddhist Iconography, Compact Edition by Lokesh Chandra. It's a thick book, but it's easily found, and it is often reprinted. I don't even remember when it was originally done, but I would tend to think that the series might have been done back in the 60s. For sure in the 60s, because I was actually looking at it in the early 70s. So yes, it was in the 60s. Who knows, maybe late 50s for some of it. But Buddhist Iconography Compact Edition is an essential book. It is full of images. And it's primarily using, I guess it's using 2, 3, 4 different Tibetan and Mongolian texts, block print texts of illustrations and illuminations. Not illuminations, just illustrations. And it's also depicting some of these Tibetan texts. One of them is depicting the Rinjung Lentop of, I think it's the 4th Panchen Lama, which is an edited version of Jonang Taranata's Rinjung Jatsa from the late 16th, early 17th century. So we have depictions of all of the deities of the Rinjung Jatsa and this edited version called the Rinjung Lentop. Then we also have, we may also have the Nartang Gyatsa. And then we have a whole Mongolian series of deities where we have Tibetan and Mongolian writing. So these are, this book is one of the essential books in English for really studying and learning about Buddhist iconography. This book does not touch Bon or Hindu. It's, as it says in the title, it's dealing with Buddhist iconography based on original Tibetan and Mongolian source texts. So the book is invaluable, and it's essential reading for the study of Buddhist iconography. Press the like button. You can subscribe. You can join HAR on Patreon. You can also go directly to the HAR website and you can make a donation, because we rely on your donations to continue the work we do and to keep the website live and available for between 2,000 and 3,000 viewers a day who use the website for art, for personal practice, and for just general study.